All right. Hey, United Catcher Land Pros, the We Know Dirt podcast back here August 29th, 2024. We were just out checking out some new farms, and we've got a few new farms coming to market we wanted to tell you guys about. We've got one here in Scotland County I want to talk about first, and I'll touch on a couple more that Brian and Tyler have coming. But the first thing, we were just out there this morning doing a little droning. We've got some cameras up, some trail cameras. We've got some pictures coming in on this farm, but it's 178 acres here about 3 miles north and west of Memphis. It's a good building site. There's water and electricity there at the road. Got a couple ponds on it, but there's 86 acres being farmed, and the beans look phenomenal right now. They're probably, I don't know, they're up to my shoulder probably right now. About 40 acres of pasture. Some pretty good hunting in there. Two ponds. There's one new pond looks like on there, and then two hoop buildings. About a 80 by 30 is what we rough. It was kind of hard to get around there, but rough step there. So great spot building, hunting. There's as far as hunting history in that area, you talk about being 6-7 miles from Iowa. I know the neighbor there to the west killed a deer. Was that the Martin buck was 224? Was that 3 years ago? And I know
there was another one right around 200 right up the road.
Yep, there's
several 170s.
There's big deer history there. We actually have a little lead on some stuff that joins across the creek. Is some stuff that your son outfits a little bit on, and there might or might not be a whopper on there this year. We should have some pictures up soon. But big deer history in the area. It's on the North Fabby is just south of this, and it comes down just east of it and meets. There's a little creek that runs through the north side of this thing, and they meet to make the North Fabby there. So great spot for bucks to cruise up and down. There's enough bedding. The way it is now, the pasture's not been pastured for a little while. So it will be in the future unless a hunter decides to buy it. But some great bedding there, kind of on the north slope, and then a little bit on the south slope on the west side of the farm. So there's everything you got there. You got water, you got the creek for bucks cruising up and down, and plenty of food for them there. So great spot. You've got a building location. I mean, golly, 3 miles from town in Memphis, northeast Missouri. Doesn't get much better than that. You could go on up north around the quants or the hoop buildings and put a house up there and have great views to the north and the south, or stay around the pond to the south. A lot of opportunities, and it could be split up too. You could put a couple houses on if you wanted to. So.
Yeah, I think to make a really good combo farm for somebody, little tillable with some income, and the pasture and.
Yeah, and so the guys that I know, the guys well that are farming it this year, and it's going to be the income depending on what they do for the cattle. If somebody wants the income of investor, we're going to be somewhere around 21,000 in income on this farm for next year, and obviously they want it back. They want to rent the farm, so that's kind of where it's going to land in that regard. So. Anyway, so 178 acres, Scotland County, about 7 miles from Iowa, just outside of Memphis, 3 miles. Listed too. We've got it listed pretty competitively. I think $6,500 an acre. Something, if people pay attention to Scotland County, that's pretty darn good for this area.
It's going to hunt real big, with the tillable money and your income and stuff, and the hunting that's there. I think you guys are going to be pretty happy with the farm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the better farms I know. Especially for the price on the market in this area. Just Scotland County is one of those counties. We've got a pretty good size community comes back from back east. There's a lot of pressure, and of course. Hey, you can't get any closer to Iowa.
There's not a lot for sale the way it is.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. The next thing, and Brian and Tyler are out right now. I think there's some hornets had Tyler treed a few minutes ago up in a tree hanging a ladder stand, and they're out hanging some stands today and doing some stuff like that. Brian's getting ready to go back to North Carolina for a couple days. So they're trying to scramble and get a few things done. But I know they have 130 acres over in Putnam County coming to market. It is listed. I think the listing went live. We'll get with Brian on that piece. I know that it's a crazy good hunting farm. I know there's a spot there for a building. They've knocked the pad off and done a bunch of food plot work. I was over there and they were getting it sprayed and putting some beans in. I think they planted some beans early, but they got demolished. The deer took care of them. And I think they've got some greens in now too. So something in Putnam County to watch the website for if you're looking over that way. I don't think there's any income on the farm. It's a straight hunting farm, but it's a heck of a hunting farm up there north of Hartford. Up that way, I think, and they're just kind of west of Omaha. Another one they just listed in Iowa. It's It was actually a 180, and they sold the 60 acres off the south end of it before it came to market, or got a contract on it. So there's 120 acres left on that farm, and it's up in there in northern Davis County, up close to Flores, and it's a humdinger as well. I think there's 80 acres of row crop on it. It's in beans, and it's good hunting. I know that the neighbors there, of course, Davis County speaks for itself as far as the deer quality there. But check our website for those. I think that one should be live here today or tomorrow. So we've got 3 properties, a couple of them income producing. They're all good hunting properties. We got one in Scotland County, one in Putnam County, and one in Davis County, Iowa. So check those out on our website, www.winodirt.net. What do you got on camera? We're here. We are. We're, for all intents and purposes, call it the 1st of September. It's football weather. I know I've got some hardhorn deer starting to show up. I had a good 3-year-old there a couple of days ago, and you've got a bunch of deer starting to shed and stuff like that. Are you getting some good pictures now? Or
Yeah, I've got some pretty nice ones, several over the 150 mark, a couple in the 160s.
Yeah. So I think that
it's going to be a good year.
Starting to heat up a little bit. We can stay away from some of that EHD stuff again, the old dirty 3-letter word, but hopefully with the rain, we had a little rain night before last, and we'll have a little more rain coming up tonight and tomorrow. Stay away from that stuff. But anyway, check that out on our website, www.winodirt.net. Give us a call here at the office, 660-465-2971. We'll see you.